Well, happy, beautiful day to you wherever in the world you are listening to International Real Estate Talk. And I am your host, Macarena Rose. A privilege and honor as always. And, one of the common threads of questions I get from people are going, what, you threw your hat and you moved to Belize, but how do you do that? Well, I wish I had known this man way back then. And interestingly, I got to know you after I moved to Belize, Dave Drummond.
Hello, Macarena. Yes, that is
Hello.
too true.
Welcome to the show. And so, I had asked you to be on the show because there's so many different things that you do as far as a concierge service to really help people figure out what I've heard you call as the three B's. Would you like to share with the listeners what that is?
I will. We'll go with the G-rated version of the three B's, but we talk about moving bank accounts, businesses, and bodies. And typically, that's what I find people are interested in doing. Maybe they want to diversify some of their assets out of the U.S. or out of the country they're in. Maybe they want to start a new business, a bed and breakfast, or something that they want to do. Or maybe it's just simply I want to pick up, move, retire, and live somewhere else. So banks, businesses, bodies.
I like that, the three B's. And, there's a lot of people that have been talking about lately, and I like to go directly to people that I know and trust, and I've seen help many people that I know also. So there's a good frame of reference there. I wanted to ask you these questions. Are you seeing more people looking for alternate opportunities as far as investments, and what does that mean to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I look at things from an investment perspective. Previously as an advisor in the States, kind of what everyone knows is what I would call the standard financial instruments, right? Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, CDs, treasuries, you name them, right? They're the things that are pitched to us by Wall Street, and they're very valid investment classifications or asset classifications. But what we didn't learn from Wall Street were these things called alternative investments, although I'm sure a lot of your viewers know about them. Real estate's one of the biggest, right? I want to own, instead of a stock, I want to own a house and I want to rent it out, or a condo and I want to rent it out. To me, that's an alternative investment opportunity. Newer ones that are on the stage are agricultural investments, tend to be some of the hottest things now, where you buy a piece of property and outsource the farming of timber on it, or mangoes or coconuts or whatever it happens to be. Other alternative investments might be things that are just not correlated to the U.S. stock market or the U.S. financial system. So when people look for a portfolio allocation, we used to look at, high risk, low risk, medium risk mutual funds, right? There used to be like three little boxes. Now they go on for pages and pages. And in fact, they don't tell us about these alternative opportunities that are out there that can generate fantastic returns in hard assets like timber or real estate. And so those are what we see in the international market as alternative opportunities.
Well, thank you for sharing about that. And something else that is a very strong point in people's minds right now is they have their IRA, but they want to figure out how to have more control and leverage with it. And so they're looking at the self-directed IRAs. Is this something that you can speak about to share with them?
Sure. Actually, I was just at a conference in Orlando. I do quite a few conferences where I speak on the subject of self-directed IRAs, and there tends to be some confusion on them. People wondering if it's legal or illegal. And believe it or not, the concept of a self-directed IRA was instituted in the same laws that IRAs were. They allow people to control where their investments are outside of those, once again, those standard financial instruments. Most IRAs, when you go to, the big companies, they have IRAs and they're right back at you with stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. Well, there are custodians that allow you to invest in things that aren't, once again, standard financial instruments. So you can use your IRA to purchase real estate, rental income properties, land if you're looking for appreciation. One of the earlier places that self-directed IRAs were used were in oil wells. Actually, that's one of the places where people would use their money to invest in oil and get royalties from those and put that money back into their IRA. So you certainly can use your IRA in a self-directed manner where you either have direct control of it using a strategy that has an LLC, or you work with a custodian who's cooperative and will allow you to make those purchases of real estate in the U.S. or outside the U.S. It is legal, completely above board. simpler than you may think to get done. But it does require a little guidance because it can be a little bit confusing.
Well, and that's where you come into play, actually, because, why not have somebody that knows how to do it for you right?
Thank you very much. And in fact, there are strategies. There are at least 2 or 3 strategies that you can use to do it. And I always meet with people, and it's not for everyone. I'll be honest with you. There are thresholds where you want to look at your IRA to make sure that there is enough money to do it internationally. If not, you want to put it in things that are easier, have better access to, that will grow it to get it to the point where you might be able to diversify some of it. So they're not for everyone. And even using what I would call direct investment from a custodial account or through your own international LLC, there's a threshold there that you want to make sure that you're covering yourself so it doesn't cost you so much for the strategy that it doesn't make you money.
Makes perfect sense to me. So I think what I'm going to do is, listeners, you're just going to contact me, send me that email. I'll get you in touch with Dave, and you can further these questions because you made a very valid point, similar to when we're working with people with international real estate. We need to find out what their scenario is, what they're looking to get, and you specifically with their financial situation structures. I'm sure there's so many. It's not the same piece of bread for each person.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I say it all the time when we're at conferences or presentations, right? You could be in the same audience, sitting someone right next to you, but your goals couldn't be more different than, someone from, a man from the moon or a woman from the moon. Let's even say a woman from Mars. What is that? Woman from Venus and men from Mars or something like that? But anyway, the objectives are completely different. And so what the person next to you is doing may not have any relevance to your situation whatsoever. And that's very important. And we tailor our solutions for the individual, just as you would tailor their real estate selection or their condominium or house versus condo or land versus rental property. We would do the same thing from a strategy to help them take those steps to internationalization.
Well, personally, that's why I know that you care about your people and you do take the time to consult and really look out for what is the best scenario for each person. So I was like, hey, Dave, let's have a conversation so more people can know about what you're doing. I see people with the same questions and not always finding the right guidance. So I'm like, you know what? This is my friend Dave. You need to talk to him.
Well, I do appreciate that very much. And it is all about that because the goal for you, I know you got into the business in real estate because of the frustrations you had when you first showed up in this country, right? 20 people selling you the same piece of property, or the
20
same
different prices,
right? Or 20 buyers for the same property, or the same property being sold to 20 people, whichever one. You were fed up with it to help people, and I was the same way. I still remember the first thing I did when I came to this country was set up an IBC. I didn't know what it was, but I set it up. And then realized that's not what I needed. It couldn't even hold the property that I bought with it. So why did I do it? And the answer was, well, you didn't tell me what you wanted to do. Well, tell me what you want to do and I'll help figure out how to do it.
I like that. That makes much more sense.
So.
And it is really key factor is where you get the information. And you've been in Belize. Wow, you've been in Belize as long as I have. The parameters.
Yeah. It's all about what you don't know, and even better about who you do know, right? So it's what we don't know, but who we do know. Yeah, I've been here, I think, 12 years now, and learn something new every single day.
Well, I only have 2 years on you, and I learn something new every day, too. But the consistent things I know are the people that I do business with, the relationships I have, and the consistency. And so people that obviously know me, I am very fussy on who I engage with as far as saying, hey, talk to this person. And so since we were sending you people anyway that were like so confused, I'm like, let's get more people to know about you and know that you actually do give full service and concierge help to really help them. And a consultation, wow, it's a few minutes of your time. It sure can save a lot of money, can't it?
It certainly can. Believe me. You don't want, you've stepped on the mines. I've stepped on the mines. We've gone down roads that wind up with, a swampy lagoon with tannic water in it. And if we can help people not go down that road, it's better for everyone.
It really is. I tell people I think I went through the bumps that I did and have helped so many people do the transition to move to Belize or other countries, because that way I could then pay it forward to help them not have that happen. And I just ask them, make sure you do the same, pay it forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I say the same thing to you. Boy, if there was someone, that I had known someone in my shoes previously, it would have saved me a lot of time and a lot of effort. And so that's what we're here to do. We're here to help promote Belize, Central America, get people out of their comfort zone, but comfortably out of their comfort zone.
And a lot of people are wanting to divest and look for alternative opportunities, as you had shared, because they don't feel secure where they are. And we all want to be safe and secure. So to know that there's someone that can help guide that and understand that the transition can be something that was done correctly. And that's the only way to do it right the first time, is to do it the right way.
You're 100% correct on that. And it is all about the individual, right? It's about making sure that they're comfortable where they're going. You hear some of our counterparts say it all the time, right? If you're looking for a place to live, love it. If you're looking for a place to invest, make sure it makes money. And that can summarize a lot of things that we do internationally, right? If you're going somewhere where you don't know how, I say it all the time. If you go to New York and you're at a hotel and you want to find a good restaurant, you ask the concierge, right? Well, that's similar to the roles that we play. You real estate. If you're going to a new country, talk to someone who understands real estate in that country and can point you to the differences between, why would I want to live in the Cayo district of Belize versus on the island of Ambergris Caye? I mean, you couldn't get two further worlds apart than those two things. So talk to the expert. Why would I want to hold a piece of property inside of a company versus not hold it inside of a company, right? Talk to an expert. All about making sure that you make the right decisions for now and in the future.
Well, Dave, I really give you kudos, and I want to thank you for taking time. I know you're a very busy man. I like that because you still make time for everybody.
I appreciate the opportunity, Macarena. As you know, we've known each other for a long time, and if there's any way I can help your clients or your prospects, I'm more than willing to do it.
Well, thank you. I wanted to reach out and tell you thank you for helping everybody and being so you.
I appreciate that, Macarena. And you don't go changing. There's only one Macarena Rose.
That's true. And one Dave Drummond. So it's all good. Dave, have a fantastic day. I can't wait to see you in person soon. And listeners, you're listening to this. If you have those questions about the alternative opportunities or those 3Bs that Dave talked about, just send me an email. You know where to find me as always. I'm your host, Macarena Rose. Thanks for listening to International Real Estate Talk.